All right, let's talk about TikTok. Specifically, let's talk about cracking the code on what feels like the biggest mountain decline for any new creator, getting those first 1,000 followers. We're going to do a deep dive into one creator's super specific, very tactical playbook for their second day on the platform. I mean, this is the question, isn't it? You start your account, a few of your buddies follow you, and now you're just staring at that number, 15, wondering how in the world you get from here to there. It can feel pretty impossible, but trust me, it's all about having the right strategy. And we're not going to talk about vague ideas or just be authentic kind of advice. Nope. We are going to deconstruct an actual actionable day two battle plan. Think of this as your personal playbook for getting off the ground floor. So, to really get the strategy, we've got to understand the starting line, right? Where is our creator at right at the beginning of this all-important second day? And there it is, just 15 followers. I mean, how relatable is that? You're not at zero, but you're pretty close. These are probably friends, maybe family, a totally passive audience. The real growth hasn't even started yet. And this right here, this is the most important change that has to happen. Day one was probably passive, just setting things up. But day two, that's about a complete mindset shift. It's about going from passively waiting for people to find you to proactively going out and finding them. This is the engine for everything else we're going to talk about. Okay, so you're ready to be proactive, but where do you even start? Well, the first strategy is all about community. It's not about just shouting into the void, it's about finding your people. So the secret weapon here is something called live collaboration groups. Now, these aren't just those random follow trains you might see. These are actual, active communities built on supporting each other. The whole idea is simple. A rising tide lifts all boats. Everyone helps everyone grow. So how do you find these magical groups? It's actually way more straightforward than you might think. You literally just search for these specific hashtags. The plan is to actively look for lives that are using terms like hashtag TikTok collab and hashtag support small creators. It's a direct, actionable step you can take, like, right now. And this quote really just nails the whole spirit of this strategy. When you've only got 15 followers, trying to compete with huge creators it's a losing game. But collaborating with other people who are in the exact same boat as you, now that's how you build real momentum. It's a super powerful, cooperative way to grow. Finding your tribe is a huge first step, but you still have to give them a reason to follow you and engage with your stuff. And that brings us to the next massive piece of the puzzle, your actual content. And get this, there isn't just a strategy for finding people, there's a literal formula for the content itself, a simple, repeatable structure that is designed to work with the TikTok algorithm, not against it. And here it is, the 3-second success formula. First up, the hook. You've got like 1 second to stop the scroll. Think on-screen text like, day 2 of my 1K follower quest. Step 2, the value. Give them one quick, useful tip. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, just helpful. And third, the call to action, or CTA. This is key. You have to ask a direct question. But why is that call to action so darn important? Because it's a direct signal to the TikTok algorithm. When you ask a question like, what's your best tip for a new creator? And people actually answer in the comments, you're driving engagement. And that engagement tells the algorithm, hey, people like this, show it to more people. So we've got the community strategy, we've got the content formula. Now let's open up the toolbox and pull out a few pro tips that are going to amplify everything we just talked about. First up, hashtags. Look, don't just throw random tags on your video and hope for the best. You need to use a mix, following this killer 4-part strategy. You need some broad tags for general reach, some niche-specific ones for your target audience, journey-specific tags to tell your story, and even goal-specific tags to start planting seeds for where you want to go. Okay, now this next number, it might actually shock you. According to some serious analysis, a staggering 80% of people on platforms like TikTok are watching videos with the sound turned off. Yeah, 80%. And that 80% number leads us directly to this crucial piece of advice. Your on-screen text isn't just a little bonus, it is your primary script. You have to use captions and text on the screen to tell your story, because for most of your audience, that's the only story they're going to get. And finally, let's talk consistency. There are 2 non-negotiable keys here. First, right after you post, you need to spend the next 15 to 30 minutes replying to every single comment that comes in. This creates this awesome initial surge of engagement that the algorithm absolutely loves. Second, you gotta schedule and post one video every single day. Consistency is king on TikTok. So, we've laid out the entire battle plan for day 2. What's the actual goal here? What does success look like? Here it is, all tied up in a neat little bow. The mission for day 2 is to get active in those live collaboration groups, post one single video using that hook value CTA formula, and aim for a target of 50 followers by the time you go to bed. It's a super clear, totally measurable goal, going from 15 to 50. And this brings us right to the end, to the big, lingering question. On paper, it's a great plan, right? It combines community, a solid content strategy, and consistent effort. But will it actually work? Well, there's really only one way to find out. And it kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen on day 3.